All right, so hello. Um this is going to be different from all the other videos I usually have done in the past. And it's because I want to announce something for those who are either a fan of SMG4, Glitch Productions, or pretty much Sunset Paradise, or all three in this case. So, a few years ago, like 2 years ago, Glitch released Sunset Paradise. And in all honesty, I remember checking it out and then forgetting it almost entirely, except for like Whisk being there. The only thing I remember was Whisk. Like everything else I forgot. And just recently, if you have looked on my Twitter or on my other social medias, you might have probably noticed that I basically am starting to gain a hyperfixation on it. And for people who are wondering if I still have a hyperfixation on MetaRunner still, don't worry, I'm still going to be in the MetaRunner community, obviously. I fucking love MetaRunner, and I will still die on that hill loving it, because honestly, I absolutely adore MetaRunner. But re-looking into Sunset Paradise and checking it out to refresh in my mind made me realize that while this is a show that had Meggy as a protagonist, annoying, I know, for me at least, it's actually relatively good if you push that issue aside. Like, I am so surprised that this show didn't even have, like, a lot of attention, and unfortunately, it didn't gain a lot of attention and didn't do well. So much so that, there hasn't been a season 2. Hell, I have not even seen a single post from Glitch on Twitter that to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Sunset Paradise. I don't know if they did it for the first year anniversary either. And that sucks, because I think Sunset Paradise is actually not as bad as I remembered. I was like, this is actually pretty good. And that's probably because, in my personal opinion, it's the untapped potential this show has. Like, it has so much unexplained lore. Like, what was Benedict like initially? Like, we know he's a crime lord, but, like, what was his original identity? Like, was Benedict always been his identity? Or, like, what? What were the Funky Force like? What, before they got their powers? Like, were they different from everyone else? Even if they had their hero persona, like, what are they really like? Or, like, is Port Aurora, like, a small island? Or is it part of a series of islands? Or pretty much that's, and how do the Ouroboros work, and all that kind of shit. And the show never seemed to explain beyond those things. Like, they just showed us these things, and that's it. And my mind has been thinking, hey, why not do my own personal spin on Sunset Paradise? And here I am announcing this. Because, hey, I want to share this with y'all. So, pretty much what this is a project that I'm going to be doing. I will also later down the line do my own take of SMG4. So for people who are going to ask if this will still be set within the SMG4 universe, yes, it will. I think personally the craziness of the show, its setting and whatnot, its characters, I think fits very much well with the SMG4 universe. I kind of feel like it would be kind of weird for me to just remove the whole aspect of it, like, being within the SMG4 universe. Also because I just like the thought of the whole world and the situations that happened in that series. Like, seriously, how is everybody in Port Aurora dealing with that is beyond me. But, back to the main topic at hand. This new series will be called Sunset Paradise New Horizons. Now, it is going to have original LCs, it's going to have an entirely different, like, plot points, all that kind of shit. It's going to also have a post-storyline where it's going to take place after Meggy returns to Port Aurora, and it's going to deal with, like, the other characters that are in it. Like, how is Oribori doing as, like, the sheriff after Meggy left? How are the Funky Force? And pretty much Whisk, as pretty much, yeah. And this will also have its own OCs, so there's that as well. And it's gonna be all within my own personal take of it, so it is gonna span a lot more lore on it. And story-wise, there are gonna be some stuff that lead up to the events of the initial story. Like, for example, what happened exactly 100 years ago prior to the event of the series. That will focus pretty much primarily on pretty much the previous ruler of Port Aurora, which in my own personal take, Port Aurora is a part of a series of islands known as the Aurora Borealis Islands. And then pretty much, as well as the backstory of the Funky Fours and how they were prior to Joe's death, as well as what led to them basically going through crime and what it's like initially when they first start doing the initial crime shit. And alongside that, this story will focus on a few different perspectives aside from Maggie's. Maggie's is going to be the same, but there will be more perspectives on the villains. So you'll see more through the other villains like Benedict, the Funky Fours, Whisk, etc. But there will be 2 other primary protagonist storylines. One of them will be focusing on Polaris as she's trying to find out the situation going on at Port Aurora, as well as trying to find out the identity of the crime lord, aka Benedict, and what are her connections to her grandmother, as well as the disappearance and untimely demise of Aloysius. Alongside that, there will be another storyline where Fiona, another OC of mine, will basically try to find out what the Funky Fours are hiding, and basically focusing on her trying to basically deal with that situation as a whole. So, as of currently, I posted a poll on Twitter to see if people are really interested in it. I will be posting this on other social media, so if anybody is interested of seeing my own personal take of Sunset Paradise, leave it down in the comments. And, so if you guys want to see my own personal spin of Sunset Paradise, I want to hear your thoughts on it, and pretty much that's it. Anyway, this is Shamix, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!